Hi Pisces, welcome to your general readings for the 8th through the 14th of July. These are general messages. Don't try to make it resonate if it's not your message. Energies can always be vice versa. This is for our Pisces friends, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Definitely check out at least your rising and your moon sign, in addition to your sun sign for sure, for the fullest messages, especially if this doesn't directly resonate with you. So I do have in the description box below the link to the astrology for the week, and I do a lot of focus on Chiron retrograde in Aries. It's going to be happening from July 11th all the way through December 15th, so that is 157 days of healing, my friends. So definitely check that out if that's something you're interested in. So we're going to pull a Celtic cross spread. We're going to interpret it for relationship, for career, whatever else comes up. And we're going to do an extension at the end for relationship. Those of you who are not interested in relationship do not have to hang out for that part. Okay? See what we have as far as the Celtic cross goes. 2 of coins. 9 of cups. Wish fulfillment. Nice. High Priestess energy. Doing some thinking. 5 of wands. A little battle of the wills there. Justice energy. Ace of swords, nice. 9 of coins, nice. Empress, okay, nice external energy, that's for sure. Strength card, Shafir. 8 of coins, okay, looks pretty good. Let's talk about this. Let's throw some astro dice, see what we need to focus on. As far as advice, we have Saturn. We have Cancer, and we have second house of resources. Okay, so second house is when we get this, okay, you guys see that, that you were born with a special gift that you're not fully exploiting. Okay, you have to think about, how do I say it? You have to think about, I've been like kind of calling this the second house, what it means to be in the flow of something, what it means to be in the flow of a relationship, what it means to be in the flow of a job, what it means to be in the flow of anything in your life, where everything just seems to be lining up and you just feel fabulous. So in love, so in sync, so whatever it is in that part of your life, right? And what this is telling me, though, with the second house is there's something inside of you, Pisces, that you're not tapping into right now. Maybe you did once upon a time, but you put it away for some reason. Some sort of gift, some sort of ability having to do with your career, okay? This could also be the way that you want to be authentically in a relationship that you've tucked away because maybe you were the most authentic version of yourself that you knew how to be at one point, and somebody didn't take care of your heart and they hurt you, and now you're afraid to take and reveal that open, vulnerable part of you out again in relationship. And if you're feeling that, definitely check out the Chiron retrograde energy for sure, right? The video that I did, because that will be super helpful, I think, for you just to understand how those energies work. But this is really calling for you to bring something out into the open that you've been hiding and keeping inside that can be very, very beneficial for you out in the 3D of your life. And then we have the Saturn energy. So Saturn energy is telling me that this brings a reality check on anything that's been cloaked in conscious or unconscious delusion. So you may feel a level of unfairness in your life right now, but you have to trust that whatever comes up right now is meant for your evolution, having to do with the career, having to do with something in that relationship. The Saturn is challenge, it's struggle, it's delay, it's lessons though, it's structure, you know, and whatever is on the other side of Saturn is always super solid. So, you know, you need to really remember that. Keep that in mind. Yeah. And then we have Cancer. And Cancer is a beautiful energy, right? It's the 4th house of home, of roots, of family, of, you know, feeling very connected. But it's time to really look at the balance between what you give and what you receive in your life right now. You know, are you giving and receiving, you know, what equitable amounts in that career? Are you giving and receiving equitable amounts in relationship? And what does that mean anyway? You'll know what that means. It's a very subjective term. You know, emotionally, are you giving back what you give, Pisces, emotionally to that relationship, to that friendship, to that family connection, whatever it is. But really looking at that, really looking at that. So some good messages there. And let's see what you should be tapping into inside of yourself, because we do have all of the planets inside of us, right? We have all the planets inside of us. Okay, let's see what we should be tapping into for a little bit of help right now. Gemini, yeah. Might be dealing with a Gemini, Pisces. Gemini is also the North Node right now, right? The transiting North Node. So Gemini is all about learning, right? Gemini is the student. Gemini is about communication. So communication is very important here. Learning is very important here. You may be learning a new approach to something, a new way of doing something. This could, if it has to do with career, if it has to do with a relationship, this could be discovering a new way of communicating, having very open communication, reaching out to someone reaching out to you. There being some sort of online involvement with all of this, whether it's career, whether it's with relationship, whether it's family connection, something where some sort of online communication is playing a role here. Gemini is kind of a big energy, that third house, right? It has to do with all kinds of communication, but it also has to do with learning. It's like workshop, certification, being the student. It also has to do with our short distance travel. It has to do with our siblings, our aunts, uncles, cousins, extended family like that. That's third house energy as well. So for some of us, it could be reaching out to family. It's a big energy. So however that could apply to you, maybe you're reaching out to siblings for some help with something during this time. However that resonates with you, but that is what the Geminian energy means. It's a big, beautiful energy to get right now. So we have the Justice card coming into this. So this is coming into it from your recent past, and that's whatever that means to you. That's yesterday, last week, last month, whatever that means for you. But the Justice energy is Libra. The Justice is about fairness, but because it's connected to Libra, and Libra is ruled by Venus, it's fairness in more than one area. It's fairness in relationship, right? Having to do with someone or a situation. The seventh house, because Libra, Justice is Libra, and Libra does rule the seventh. It's the landlord of the seventh house, which is ruled by Venus. Okay. Venus is that beautiful trifecta of love. It's also a money planet. It's also where we look at to check out our self-esteem and how we value ourselves being in something, being in that job, in that relationship, right? So it's really asking the bigger question of, do I feel that things are being handled equitably, having to do with resources in this relationship, in this job? I'm putting X amount of effort into this job. Am I being paid an equitable amount? Do I feel good about myself being in this job? Do I feel valued? Do I like what I'm contributing? Do I like how I feel in this relationship? Just being all about what's fair in whatever it is, that friendship, that family connection, and being very cognizant in the recent past, and whatever that means to you, about the idea of fairness, how you feel being in something. Current situation right now, 2 of Coins. Yeah, Jupiter and Capricorn. What do you want to put your energies into? Really, what do you want to put your energies into, Pisces? So if this has to do with a career, this could have to do with, now, first of all, I do want to say it's Jupiter in Capricorn, not en Capricorn. So Jupiter in anything always expands what it's in. So if it's expanding anything in Capricorn, Capricorn has to do with work. Capricorn is also ruled by Saturn. So it's about understanding that whatever it is, you're going to have to put work in. But which thing that you are needing to decide between, that you put work into, is going to bring you what it is that you're looking for. Because it's a Pentacle energy. We could just look at it on its face and say, which job, which path, which ideas, because I feel like a lot of you are just having a number of ideas in front of you and you're needing to decide. So that's if it has to do with career or money. If it has to do with relationship, coins are emotional, mental, and physical connection. So for some of you, this could be this idea of, should I stay with this person or should I be single? Should I stay with this person or should I go with that person? What should I do? Trying to decide. But you're looking at your emotions and you're looking at the rest of your life while you make this decision. So you're thinking about many things. You're thinking about how you feel and where it is that you see yourself going, which is very positive. But you're needing to decide, right? Now this is being crossed by your wish fulfillment. It's being crossed by the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is Jupiter in you. It's Jupiter in Pisces. Jupiter in, remember, Jupiter expands whatever it's in. This is going to bring you to you're just looking to feel the most elevated version of yourself right now, Pisces. Like, you're not kidding around anymore. You really are, like, over a long haul of challenging energies, and you're all about living your best life, right? Because, you know, you guys are the 12th house, the house, it's so negative, it's the house of self-undoing. But it's not only that, it's not only about escapism, it's not only about that Neptune makes us confused and all of that. It's also where we go, where we dare to dream, where our dreams live. So this is truly your wish fulfillment. So you're in this space of trying to figure out, all right, which path is it? And and you're feeling, I feel like you feel very sort of conscious of time in this. You feel very, because it's like, okay, there's my life. There are my feelings. These are my choices. This is it. I want that wish fulfillment already. I'm tired of playing. But what I like is that you're doing some thinking. You are doing some serious thinking. You're in the hype. I mean, you guys are so intuitive already anyway. You guys know that. My goodness, you guys are the most, you know, I don't want to say oldest water sign, because you are experienced, seasoned. How's that? Seasoned is better. That shows higher intellect and intuitiveness. The High Priestess is a moon energy. Now, I love the moon. I love the High Priestess energy, because this tells me you're doing a lot of thinking underneath the surface that you're not telling anybody about. And you really shouldn't, because I feel like you're really trying to move the chess pieces in your mind to see what is the right fit for where you're going. So it's almost like, not that you're being shady or anything, but it's like you shouldn't be talking about plans too much to too many people, other than maybe a person or two who you really, really trust. But even them, I feel like you're not totally opening up to anybody right now in this, because it is connected to the moon. As the moon is very much, I feel, and it's what you're doing underneath the surface. Now, this is the thing, though. I always say this with the caveat with the moon, and even with the High Priestess. Yes, it's so cool to be in our High Priestess mode and be in connection with our intuition and our elevated self and all of that. But the problem that we have to watch out for, and I'm not saying this is the case with you, but because this is a general message, I want to throw it out there, just to be cognizant of it. There's no one in our minds to check us on what we're thinking, right? So we want to be careful that what we're thinking is based in reality, and that we're not allowing our thought process and our I feels to be impacted by any sort of past emotions, past hurts, past negative experiences, in a way that ends up deflecting onto a situation in front of us that doesn't deserve that deflection. Do you know what I'm saying? So just being mindful of what's happening in reality in conjunction with what you're feeling. But make sure one foot is in reality and you can have the other foot stuck in your intuition, which is great. I mean, and that's the way to be. But don't just be all up in your feels, because what can happen again is that there's nobody there to check you. To say, Pisces, are you sure that this is what you're feeling about this current situation and where you want to go? Because you might be outlining your strategy based on a past experience that went badly. That doesn't mean that this experience is going to go the same way. Does that make sense to you? I hope it makes sense to you. And then we have the Five of Wands as the foundation. So whenever we have wands, we have will. And whenever we have five, we have conflict. So this is a conflict of wills, a battle of the wills. This is Saturn and Leo. So this tells me that there's a foundational element here, that there's going to be some sort of conflict of this could certainly be an internal battle, or this can be a battle with somebody external to you, where someone sees things grossly different than you. Now, this could certainly be having to do with a career. This could certainly be have to do with a relationship, friendship, family connection, where someone sees things, their perspective is very different from the perspective that you hold. And it ends up getting into who's right, who's wrong, and it's a battle of the wills, and it's a battle of who's willing to do what in the connection. So this could speak to anything having to do with career, again, any kind of connection. But again, this is where you have to check yourself. And you might be 100% right, Pisces. I'm not saying that you're not correct. But this is where when you're working in that high priestess energy, you're strategizing. You know what I mean? That's the shh, don't tell anybody energy. To me, this is like the other side of the hermit energy. Like a female, it's like a male-female kind of thing. Not that we really have that in tarot. But higher consciousness, right? Really tapping in. So I see you strategizing. You're strategizing in that relationship. You're strategizing in this career, this money situation. You're strategizing. But I feel like you want to make sure you check yourself, that you're not projecting anything onto anybody based on a past experience. If you are, if you know you're not, and you're checking yourself and you got one foot in reality, whatever, stand your ground with the Five of Wands energy. Because what happens too with the Five of Wands energy is we end up finding ourselves in these situations where at the end of the day we sit there and we're like, this isn't even my issue, really. Why am I being caught up in their lack of something, their lack of ability to see something, their lack of open-mindedness, their lack of willing to adapt to something, you know what I mean? Where you're sitting there almost not my monkey, not my circus kind of thing, but yet you're tugged into this, right? Because your association within this energy. But where you're feeling while you're in it, seriously feeling, Pisces, it is not actually your problem to be working through, but yet that's where you find yourself, right? But you're okay, you're breathing. You're breathing in the Nine of Coins energy. I do like this, Nine of Pentacles, Venus and Virgo. So if this has to do with relationship, you could be in a space. Now, for some of you, this could have to do with career and this could be relationship. You guys are going to apply it accordingly to your life, right? Because this is a general message. But I like the Nine of Coins energy, whether it has to do with relationship or whether it has to do with jobs. Because again, this has to do with breathing. Venus in Virgo. So Venus, again, is about money. It's about feeling good. It's about feeling loved in a very practical and pragmatic way. Having what you need. You have what you need. You're not at the Ten of Pentacles, right? You're not exactly 100% where you want to be. Okay, fine. That's fine. But you have enough, you have more than enough for what you absolutely need. Absolutely need. If it has to do with money or career, okay? You feel connected in a way to your ideas and what you're putting out there right now. You feel good about where you're going. At least the feelers that you're putting out, you feel connected. Good. If this has to do with relationship, you feel in a very pragmatic way and practical way connected. Feel connected. You're going to know if you don't resonate with that, but whoever's resonating with this, right now you're in a space of feeling connected, at least in one area of your life, however you're resonating with this. The energy external to you is beautiful. Love, this is an external energy. This is the Empress. This is Venus. Again, that trifecta. This is a money planet. This is love. And this is value, feeling self-valued. So this is an external energy that affects you. So I love this as an external energy because this is Venus affecting you, making you feel good about being in that career, being in that relationship, where there's going to be very strong connection. You're going to feel very strong love. You're going to have love for them. They're going to have love for you. If it has to do with a career, you're feeling very connected to it and making the money that you want to make. This could just be this general influence of you feeling good about where you're going. So I really like this. Now, the fear is the Strength card, which I think is kind of funny because I feel like you're afraid of somebody's ego. Yeah. I mean, and I could read it a little deeper, all right? That's a very superficial understanding. Reading it a little deeper, Strength card is a Leo. Leo is the landlord of the 5th house with the ruler of the sun, right? The ruler of the sun, luminary of the sun. That 5th house energy has to do with love affairs, of relationships, not marital relationships, right? Be more boyfriend-girlfriend relationships, but it also is where how we connect with our partner hangs out, regardless of the level of relationship we have, whether we have a 7th house level relationship or a 5th house level. It's how we connect with our partner on a Monday through Sunday. It's how we communicate. It's what we do for fun. It's, what we do in our life. It's sex. It's the act of sex. It's not the soul connection. That's more of an 8th house energy. It has to do with children. Okay? It has to do with children. It has to do with kids in the life. So you might be in a space of being afraid how you're going to be able to handle your partner's kids, how you and your partner are going to be able to fare on a day-to-day basis. You might be afraid of some sort of love affair, just fearing this love affair that's going on in your life. This is also the house of fun and what we connect to that resonates with our soul purpose, where to the point where maybe we want to make it a business. So this could be a fear where you're really thinking about maybe starting your own business, and there's a lot of fear attached to it because that is that 5th house energy. So connected, however it resonates with you, whether it has to do with relationship, maybe you're concerned on some level about how you and your partner, even though there's a lot of love there, is there enough love? Is there enough interest? Is there enough connection for you guys to be very successful? In the day-to-day, is somebody's ego needing to be stroked that you're a little concerned about? Maybe yours, maybe theirs, maybe a little bit of both. These are all the different ways that this can end up showing up, right? So again, I want to give the different understandings so you guys could apply it as you see fit. But, having to do with career, I do feel like this is something that you really love and believe in, that you're toying with maybe starting a business in, but you're feeling kind of scared about that, right? We have the outcome energy as the 8 of coins. So 8 of coins, now you're the 9 of coins right now. The 8 of coins is the outcome, right? So there's sort of this reversal going on. So this is the sun in Virgo. This is still very, very benefic, guys, having to do with career, even relationship, because we like the sun energy in anything, because the sun illuminates and gives nutrients and gives the vitality that's necessary to grow something. But it doesn't bring you the fully formed trees. It doesn't give you the fully grown flowers. But what it does is it gives you the land, and being that it's in Virgo, Sun Virgo, it's giving you the land that's necessary for you to grow whatever it is that you need to grow. So you have all the tools that you need. Life is giving you everything you need, Pisces, to have this beautiful land, but you have to be the one to go out and plant and cultivate and water and nurture and grow that relationship, that career, that business, whatever it is, that friendship, the family connection. You have to be the one to really be proactive in it, because you have everything you need for it to be successful. So how cool is that? I mean, that's beautiful. And then we have this Ace of Swords in the near future. We love the Ace because the Ace is brand spanking new. Ace of Swords is an air energy, so this is new communication, but swords are also truth. Swords are also truth. So in the near future, I see you having this new understanding, this new perspective, this new truth, living this new reality. But a beautiful new reality that you're bringing to yourself. Like you're cultivating that 8 of coins energy, and you're bringing something that is what has been always your truth that you haven't been able to access up until this point, because whatever you've gone through has been completely necessary in order to bring you exactly where you're going into right now. I love this for you. I love this for you. I really do. And I'm not worried about this 5 of Wands energy, because I feel like whatever the conflict is here is very necessary for there to be some air clearing. You know what I mean? How some conflict is air clearing. I always kind of do find 5 of Swords, 5 of Wands. I always feel like that's very much like air clearing kind of energy. You know what I mean? All right, so let's pull a Rebel Oracle. Let's see what we get here. Okay, as closing advice for our Pisces friends. Shock of the new. Ooh, yeah, I like that. Yes, especially because we have the Ace of Swords in the near future. I like this, right? I mean, this is telling me that there's something stirring at the deepest level. Yes, High Priestess energy. Yes, yes. Something is stirring at the deepest level within you. Something new is going to break through, and the process of this birth is probably going to be even shocking to you. And the shock's going to transform into a really beautiful joy and a sense of tremendous liberation for you. But you have to deal with the strangeness first. And the strangeness might be something that like rattles how you actually see yourself in the world, because you're really going to be pushed to be the most authentic version of yourself, I think, than you have ever been before. And I just think this is so positive. Don't be nervous about this, though, because this is really a very positive thing. But the old way is on its way out, Pisces. Yes. You're about to encounter something new and very different in your life, and this is helpful. Don't reject it. No matter how small or insignificant or how powerful and life-changing it may seem to you right now, you're being asked to really let go, right? Really just kind of dispense with your reliance on the past and the tools that you've used up to this point to navigate your life. You've outgrown your old methods, right? You're going to have to kind of fly by the seat of your pants right now, so to speak, as you experiment with new things in your life. But life's going to show you the way. So there's absolutely nothing to be afraid of. And I feel like you're going to be doing a lot of learning in this process, right? With this Gemini energy. I really like it. I love this energy for you. This is a great reading for you guys. I really do. I really like it. I mean, there's choice here, there's change, but I see everything going really beautifully. So anyway, that is what I have for the Celtic cross spread for you guys. I hope this was helpful. I'm going to sweep this now. So I'm going to pull do a little extended read with the for love. So if you're not here interested, if you're here not interested in love, rather, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys next week. Everybody else, let's pull some additional energies for love. So we have the Shadowscape Tarot for some extra messages. We have the Island Time Wellness, just to get a little snapshot on what you're going through emotionally. And then we have the Love Oracle for the crowning. Notice that we're going. That is. Messages. Religious factors. Religious factors can also just mean your basic belief system. You know, it does say spiritual path. Not that it's an issue. There's just an influence. So it could be actually something that's bringing you guys together, common ground, or something that you guys have to figure out between the two of you. Children. Your love life is being affected by children. Yeah, so we just had the Leo energy, that fifth house energy in your fear position in the Celtic cross spread. So if you might be having a fear or a love, right, where maybe your partner's kids are, you feel really connected to them, or maybe you feel a sense of vulnerability around them. We'll talk about that more. Let's see what else comes out. Give your relationship a chance. Very good. Now let's pull one more. Flirt. Okay, be a little flirty with each other. Okay. Let's see what these say. Work on your partnership. So I'm getting a couple of messages here. I mean, all right, let's pull the Untitled Wellness before I say anything. Kisses, conditional loving, good. Falling in love, giving and receiving affection, coffin, endings bring new beginnings, growth, change, liberation, transition. So you guys may be in a new beginning phase of your relationship. Clock, need time, take time, and time to heal. Cycles, progress. Give me something, time. Camera. Wow, I have to tell you, a very healthy vibe from this. That some sort of new beginning here, and you guys are taking it slow. There's a lot of love here, and you guys are going to be working on things. 9 of Pentacles. Ooh, breathe in, right? That's where I got this is the card that I got for you in the Celtic Cross spread for the U position. 2 of Wands, beautiful. New path, love it. Mars and Aries, love it. 2 of Wands, 3 of Wands, love those 2 minor arcanas, because it's all about just like a new path, but it's like being called in a direction that you're meant to go in. You're meant to go in, but it's almost a new path that you haven't been on before. And then we have the King of Pentacles, very nice, and we have the 7 of Wands, healthy. I like that. I like the 7 of Wands energy. I do. Just drawing a line in the sand, being honest with what you need, want and desire, and them doing the same thing. Okay. So he talks about religious factors already. Children, your love life is being affected by children. So this could be for, this could mean so many different things. So I want to explain this. This doesn't actually have to mean children. This could mean a property that you guys have together, a business that you guys have together, any sort of anything that you guys have together that you created together, that you've been nurturing and cultivating and growing, or that you're doing right now. Okay? That is how it can resonate with some of you. Others of you, it can be that you guys are in a space where you are married, but you're in a challenging spot right now, and you're really not connecting very well with each other. You're really not. It's like you don't want to get divorced, maybe for the religious factors, maybe because of the kids. You want to stay together, right? You're kind of in this space, but you're feeling very, very disconnected to each other. But you realizing that you want to give the relationship a chance. You want to work on the partnership. And then we have this flirt energy. Keeping it real, guys, flirting should happen in a relationship, even if you're together for 40 or 50 years. And especially if you're in a cycle where things are weird. And I feel like you're in this very sort of, for those of you who are resonating with this interpretation, you're in a very weird space in your marriage or in your relationship. Doesn't necessarily mean that you're legally married, but that you're together and you have kids. And you're still actively together, but there's distance, there's weirdness, right? You guys giving it a chance, and you guys going back to just like the basics and flirting with each other, and just, having this space of unconditional love and giving and receiving and falling in love again. And understanding with the coffin energy that whatever was, and that ending is bringing new beginnings. This is endings and brings new beginning, growth, change, liberation, transition. But you're taking your time and doing it. You need time. Take time to heal, to progress. Working on it. But you're working on it because you miss each other. And you're learning from the past. Reminiscing, keepsake, perception, learn from the past, making memories. Okay? So I feel like there's a history here. You guys getting back to the basics. You're getting back to the basics. And you're realizing that you have everything that it takes. I mean, the 9 of Pentacles, again, is the beautiful energy. It's Venus in Virgo. Very practical, in a very practical way. You're feeling good about giving this another go. You love this person. You guys want to work on the connection. You're very willing to do that. You got this new path, Mars and Aries. You're feeling that fire in your belly to start that new path. Create a new cycle for the 2 of you. Whatever that means for you. Whatever that means. And then we have the King of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles is a nice energy because it's Aries and Taurus. Aries, again, is indicative of a new path. A new fresh set of eyes, a new perspective. And in Taurus is an earthy energy. It's ruled by Venus. So it's this beautiful, like in a very practical, earthy way, a very Venusian way. Very Venusian way. You guys approaching this new cycle. Being mindful of each other. Being mindful of the love that you guys have. Being mindful of how you each feel in the connection. Checking in on each other. Making sure you're each okay. Having that reciprocation. It's beautiful. And in doing that, we need the 7 of Wands energy. This is great. There's nothing wrong with this at all. We love it. Mars and Leo. I mean, you have to be able to draw a line in the sand and be in charge. There needs to be autonomy in a relationship, Pisces. You know, and I know you guys are the wisest water sign. We're going to say that, wisest water sign. You're very emotional and all of that, but there needs to be autonomy for your sake as well as for theirs. And this is a beautiful energy to establish that by being in charge of your own life while you share your life and energy and soul with another. But it's establishing boundaries, what you need. You have needs. They have needs. And it's everybody being super clear on what those needs are in order for you guys to not go back to that old unhealthy cycle of where you were at one time. So I am feeling that as the strongest message here, whether you guys are married or not. Now, this may be a situation where you guys have no children together, but where you're with a partner who has children. And, you know, and this is something that you need to work on and work through and accept and understand as a full integration as part of your relationship. That like when we meet people, you know, who have children and we make the decision to be in a relationship with them, it is a package deal. There is no question. There's no other way. And that has to be accepted. If Pisces, if you're the one with children, your partner has to accept that. You have to accept that if it's your partner who has children. If you both have children, you have to mutually respect that space and love each other's children as your own kind of thing. You know, and it's when that doesn't happen that becomes very, very tense. That's where like mixed families become a hot mess. If that sensibility can't be adopted. So hopefully, you know, if that's the case and you guys are realizing that and you're getting back to the basics to save the relationship, but that's what I see happening here. You know, that is what I see happening. Yeah. Nice reading. Really very healthy, very realistic, very practical, very, you know, but good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, my friends, that is what I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.